On a hot summer's day, 2.5 years ago, I had no idea that putting off overdue writing for a couple of hours would lead me to a whole new family. Now, I knew I had been adopted for most of my life, but finding my birth family had always been more of a gentle tug than a nagging need. Still, on that hot day, 3 years after my own mother had died, I thought, I'm not getting any younger. My birth family's not getting any younger. Maybe I better do this. After all, check off something on my life's to-do list is a little bit better than 2 hours of Angry Birds. So I thought I'd hire a detective. But when I found the information that I had, which included genetic testing, it was enough. After a short search, I found a woman the right age and with the right name to be my birth mother. She lived near Boston with a daughter. So much for internet privacy. I further looked and I found the obituary of her ex-husband. When I showed the photo from the obituary to my wife, she looked at me and she said, "David, I think you found both of your birth parents." In any case, I knew, or I thought I had found my birth mom, but how to get in touch? An email seemed kind of sketchy. Calling her up on the phone, this is an old woman after all, could be dangerous. So I'd write, but what would I say? I suspected that the daughter would be opening her mail just to be protective. So I wasn't gonna write, "Hey, guess what, I'm your long-lost son." No, I thought, and I used my best skills as a lawyer and college professor, and I wrote carefully, "I think that it's possible that we might share a genealogical connection." Anyway, I sent off the note. 2 weeks later, my birth mom called. She had been looking for me for 3 decades. She wanted to know, was I okay? Did I have family that loved me? Did I have a good education? I could assure her immediately about all 3. But that didn't mean everything was smooth. 2 weeks later, when I went out to visit them, understandably, the daughter and her family were a little suspicious. After all, I guess people pretending to be relatives to try to scam somebody is a real thing. So I got there and I felt a little bit like a criminal defendant. What did I know? How did I know it? But I had with me a copy of my original birth certificate with my birth mom's signature. I showed the document. The daughter looked at it. She said, "Mom, that's your handwriting." My mom looked at it and tears followed. So it turned out that the man was my birth father. My birth parents had me out of wedlock, and 2 years later they got married and had 2 more kids, the daughter and another daughter who lived in San Diego. I went from being an only child for 5 decades to suddenly being the oldest of 3. Getting to know them has been a real blessing, even during tough times, like last September, when my sisters and I sat in a room holding hands as my mother passed away. But this has led to all kinds of questions about who I am. I grew up fiercely Jewish. Among other things, eating Eastern European immigrant comfort food, like kasha varnishkas and brisket. But it turns out that genetically, I'm half South Asian and half English settler. My English settler roots go back to the 18th century. I'm a descendant of Daniel Boone. It's true, which of course explains why I love maps and I'm good at directions. So, who am I actually? I guess I'm somebody who thought that I had all the answers, and now I'm realizing I'm just starting to figure it all out. Maybe like most of you.